going to try to understand better the foundations test. We're going to go over it section by section, so do not be overwhelmed. Before you even start to teach foundations, you want to make sure you understand the difference between explicit instruction and implicit instruction. So explicit instruction would be when, let's say, the teacher says k, a, t, then she pushes the students to say these words, k, at. So she basically does it for them, then she has them do it with her. So that is explicit because she's leading the way, and then they practice with her. And then they move on, and then they'll learn s, at. So they'll learn sat. Then they'll learn f, at, fat, and at, and mat. So the teacher leads, the kids follow. Usually explicit instruction. In implicit instruction, know that we have learned the short vowel A. So the teacher will tell the student, hey kids, remember that we learned the short vowel A? So let's see if we can find it in a sentence. And then she'll give them a whole sentence that says, Matt came to the movies. So the kids are supposed to find Matt, it's a short vowel, and they're supposed to point at the A and say, hey, that's a short vowel A. So the teacher gives examples to reinforce the learning of the student. So implicit is more complex, so explicit should be done first and then implicit when you teach students. So first the teacher, explicit, you lead the way and then have them practice, and then implicit, you give examples and you kind of give like a puzzle and have them figure it out on their own. So this is for more, you want to teach implicit to more accelerated kids. So now that we got the instruction out of the way, we're going to review the order here. You see I got KK, so that means kindergarten. So right now we are starting with kindergarten, okay? And I want to clarify that the things that they're learning in kindergarten, it's not specific. A kid can be learning concepts of print in 2nd grade or 3rd grade for all I know. So it's not set in stone. Oh, kindergarten, that means they have to know concepts of print. Because we know that students learn differently and some kids learn faster than others and whatnot. But I just put the grades so that you have an idea of more or less where a kid should be when they're in that grade. So let's talk about kindergarten, okay? So in kindergarten, they should know concepts of print. And concepts of print include 7 things. It includes one-to-one correspondence. So if you have a book here, one-to-one correspondence would be the kid can tell. So the little book that could. So the kid can tell which word is in each sentence. That is one-to-one correspondence. So if you give a kid a pointer, you may be able to find out if he understands one-to-one correspondence. Because if the kid is saying the little book, then you know he doesn't really understand the one-to-one correspondence because he's pointing at the wrong words. But if he's going the little book, then he has a clear understanding of what one-to-one correspondence is. So they eventually should learn a little bit about what is one-to-one correspondence. Print awareness. Print awareness is that the kid is able to know For example, let's see this random book that I have here. The kid can show, that's a picture, and that's a word. Doesn't mean that the kid can read the word. The kid can differentiate between a picture and a word. So that is print awareness. The kid is able to differentiate from pictures and words. Directionality. Sorry, I said it wrong. Directionality, well, that means being able to go from left to right and from top to bottom. So, yep. So in a book, the kid knows that the book goes in this way. Yeah, and that the book moves on from the top to the bottom. And that is directionality. Book handling skills. So the kid is able to handle a book, and the kid knows this is the front of the book. The kid knows this is the back of the book. The kid knows that this is the middle of the book. Okay, if the kid is holding the book upside down like this, then he has no book handling skills. Or if the kid is wearing the book like a hat, then he has no book handling skills. But if the kid can hold a book like this, even if he's not reading, it doesn't mean the kid can read. It just means the kid can handle the book correctly. Those are book handling skills. And then parts of a book. The parts of the book, the kid can identify the author's name, the title, and the front and the back of the book. So the kid can see the author's name and the title of the book, and that this is the front of the book, and that this is the back of the book. A little repetitive, but it's pretty simple. Caps and lowercase. So all of these 7 things are concepts of print. All of these things are part of the concepts of print learned in kindergarten. But like I said, every kid learns in different grades. So caps and lowercase, the kid can differentiate between a lowercase and a capital word. And also a kid can tell from a letter a word and then a sentence. And that means the kid can tell in the book, all right, this is a sentence right here. Maybe he can't read the sentence, but he can tell that the sentence is done here, and that that's a letter. The I is a letter, and that every chunk of words together makes up a word. So every chunk of a letter makes a word. So the B-O-O-K, that makes a word. He doesn't know what it is, but he can tell that that's a word, that's a word, that's a word, and that's a word. So those are the concepts of print. And these are one of the first things kids learn. Let's see here. Return sweep. Return sweep is a skill that a kid can... So maybe a kid does not know how to read, but the kid can... You could see the kid is following this way. Blah, 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 blah. And he's making up the words because, you know, the kid doesn't know how to read. So the kid is following this way. Blah, 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 blah. And then he returns to the next line. And that is return sweep. Being able to follow in the sequence from left to right and being able to sweep back to the next sentence. That is called return sweep. It doesn't, once again, these things does not mean that the kid can read. It just means they can do these skills. Okay? Page sequencing. You know, basically how to flip a page. And we already went through one-to-one correspondence, being able to identify that. So that's these are the concepts of print, okay? Another thing in kindergarten, because I have a K here, is phonological awareness. Phonological awareness. Like I said, not all kids learn phonological awareness in kindergarten, but you just so that you have a clue, okay, they should. But if they don't, that's fine, but they should. Because I don't want you to read a problem in the test. A kid is learning phonological awareness in 3rd grade, and then you're like, oh, 3rd grade, they're not supposed to be at phonological. I don't want you to get mind blocked. I just want you to have a general idea of where the kid should be so that you can order from easy to difficult, how should be taught. Not always taught, but how it should be taught. So kindergarten, concepts of print, and phonological awareness. Phonological awareness includes 6 rules of syllabication, which you can find those on your own, the 6 rules of syllabication. But one of the concepts here include open and closed syllables. If it's an open syllable, it's going to be vowel, consonant, vowel. For example, cat. It's vowel, consonant, vowel. And closed will be vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. Like pour. You can double check me on that because it's been a while. So, the most important thing of phonological awareness is what I am going to explain to you right now. If you do not understand it, do not even move on. Phonological awareness is the ability to separate sentences into words and words into syllables. So it's 2 of them. So if a kid can separate this sentence into words, you know, a kid is going like this, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words. Okay, there are 6 words here. Hold on, the sentence not over. 7, 8, 9. There are 9 words in this sentence. That means that kid has just demonstrated to you phonological awareness skills. He was able to separate sentences into words. If the kid also, because it says and, so and if the kid separates words into syllables. So let's say you see a kid. The kid says syllables, syllables, and he knows there are 3 syllables in the word syllables. That is a phonological awareness skill. Being able to separate words into syllables is a phonological awareness skill. Being able to separate words in a sentence is a phonological awareness skill. Okay, do not get confused because this is going to get confusing. You need to understand right now that being able to find out what the syllables are in a word is a phonological awareness skill. If the kid goes s, b, s, he is making sounds of each word. That is not what phonological awareness is. Phonological awareness is being able to separate the words into syllables or being able to separate the whole sentence into words. Okay? So replay that if you need to, because that is going to be on the exam. And the exam, they're going to ask you, a kid had just counted the syllables of a sentence. What skill does he demonstrate? Phonemic awareness or phonological awareness? Well, if he just counted the syllables in a sentence, then that is phonological awareness. And if he just counted the words in a sentence, that is phonological awareness. Being able to count the words in a sentence and being able to separate the syllables in a word are both phonological awareness. Do not confuse that. It will get confusing once you start reading about phonemic awareness, which is completely different than phonological awareness. Then we have phonemic identity. This is being able to identify rhyming words. So when you read a poem, Sam went to the mall. He had chicken. He ate it all. Those words rhyme. That is called rhyming. Rhyming words. So when you see the word prosper and roster, they are rhyming words.